Welcome back to the Stovetop. If you saw my previous video where I reviewed Crackshot coffee from Whiskey Morning Coffee, then you'll know that I was expecting a box of some free coffee to try out. In that video, I went into detail about how this company contacted me and the fact that they said they were going to send me some coffee for free to try out. Now, just like in that video, I'll explain. They told me on Tuesday the coffee would be shipping out and I should have it on Friday. On Wednesday morning, I decided to order coffee separately without them knowing, just to see if I would get a different experience buying this on my own as opposed to having it sent to me for free to do a review on. Now, when I gave them my address to ship everything out, I told them to address it to Squib, and they did. But when I ordered it on Wednesday, I used my real name so they wouldn't know it was me. Now, the coffee I ordered Wednesday morning arrived here from Texas to Michigan Friday afternoon through the U.S. mail. But the free coffee that was supposed to be shipped out a day before didn't get here until the following Tuesday, so a week later. I don't know why, other than it came in UPS ground instead of U.S. Postal Service. So for once, the post office actually delivered on time? I don't know. Regardless, it's here finally, so I'm going to go ahead and open it up and see what we've got. So I've got the buck knife as usual. As with the previous video, I'm shooting this part, the unboxing, early in the morning, not long after getting home from work at the plant. I've got to get up in a few hours in the morning to join the panel of Caliber Corner, so before I do that, I'll brew the coffee and shoot the review part of it. Also, as in the previous video, I'm going to chop this up a little bit. If I flub a line or something like that, I'm just going to stop and roll it back or just go with it or whatever. So I wanted to point out that just like with the coffee I ordered, there's a design on the outside of the box. On this box there's also a design too, something different. There's looks like a barn and a windmill with like one of those entrances to a ranch where they've got their sign hanging from like a, I don't know what you want to call it, but if you've ever gone to a ranch and they've got a sign hanging above the entrance, that it's got that, and that's large on the lengthwise side, the longer side, and smaller on the more narrow side. So let me go ahead and open this up. Now, just like before, they've got a card that says it's party time. Howdy, Squib, enjoy the coffee. I can't read the rest. It's chicken scratch. This guy must be a doctor. Looks like a prescription. Alright, so we've got some orange tissue paper here with the company logo, just like in the other box. And look at this, 2 bags of coffee. Now this is the coffee they contacted me about. This is their Gringos Cafe de Olla. This is a Mexican flavored coffee. I'm going to actually shoot the review of this last, but I'll publish the video second. Yeah, like some sort of, I don't know, time travel thing.
You're talking about things that I haven't done yet in the past tense. It's driving me crazy.
So you've already seen this video if you decide to watch this little series on Whiskey Morning Coffee. Now, onto the coffee that I will be drinking in the morning. This is their Common Joe coffee. This is in a 1-pound bag. It's just a regular cardboard paper bag. There's some sort of little vent or something here that I've seen on the other bags, on the like the Mylar type bags. I'm assuming it has something to do with keeping the coffee fresh. But on this cardboard one, you can actually see it on the outside, whereas on the other type of bags, you only see it on the inside, just like a round plastic disc. So something different about this right off the bat is this is 1 pound of coffee, whereas the crack shot was only 10 ounces. And let's see, this, the Gringos Cafe de Olla is also in a 10-ounce bag. So if you're trying to get the most bang for your buck, 1 pound of Common Joe that you can get either whole bean or ground is $15.50 plus shipping. Now, if you want to pay less for it, if you subscribe to Whiskey Morning Coffee, and this is one of the coffees that's in your subscription, I think it's 5% less plus you get free shipping. If you want to get free shipping and you don't want a subscription, if you spend $50 or more on an order, you get free shipping. Now, whether it's going to come through U.S. mail or UPS, I'm not sure. The bottom of this bag has a flap that overlaps here. It looks like it, just from the side here, or from the bottom, it looks like it's going to come loose, but actually that's sealed up pretty good. And this does have the folding tab. It just came right off here, so I should be able to reclose it. Yeah, it's sealed up here at the top, so I'm going to have to get some scissors. Alright, let's go ahead and cut this. So, on their website, it says that this is a single origin Brazilian. It's a medium roast, and it has a nutty flavor.
It's a bit nutty.
Okay, I do like Brazilian coffees, so this ought to be pretty good. I'm going to go ahead and do the smell test now. The beans don't look oily, and they're kind of a light color. A few of them may be a medium brown, but there's no dark beans. Oh, there's a little bit of oil on one of the beans there. Smells pretty good. It does smell a bit nutty. This ought to be interesting. So I'm going to go ahead and use this seal. That it does have glue on it. It just it came off. And I'm going to go ahead and fold this up. We'll open it up in a few hours in the morning. I'm just going to go ahead and grind it up in the grinder. Put it in Mr. Coffee. I'm not going to rinse the filter, but I will be using reverse osmosis purified drinking water. And I'll just give you my first impression and last impression. And hopefully this is pretty good. I'm kind of looking forward to trying it out. So I'll see you in a few hours. Alright, it's the next morning. Coffee's brewed. Let's go ahead and pour that first cup. It's kind of a light to medium color. A little bit more light. Let's see if I can smell anything. My fourth sense of smell. No, it just smells like coffee. I got a more distinct smell off the beans in the bag. I'm going to step away for a little bit, let this cool off, and have my first sip. Alright, it's been almost 5 minutes. I've had to open the lid on Mr. Coffee to keep it from gurgling. Something a little bit different this morning versus most of the coffee reviews I've done is while the coffee was brewing, I jumped in the shower. So that's making me a little bit more alert than normal. But I'm not really doing this review for caffeine content, although I'll make a note at the end of the video when I'm talking about the difference between my first cup and my last cup, if it made me jittery or felt any sort of energy boost. But really, I'm just drinking this for taste, just to share that with you. You know, even opening the lid on Mr. Coffee doesn't get it to stop gurgling. He's vocal this morning. We're just gonna go with it. It's not bad. Yeah, Yeah, there's a bit of a nutty taste to it. Now, it's not smoky. Well, maybe. I just got something there at the end. All right, I'm going to be, yeah. Okay, I'm going to be trying to pay attention to see if it's kind of smoky like the crack shot coffee. But just these first few sips, it's not bad. Now I'm getting more of it. So let me go have a few cups. I'm going to go ahead and join the pre-show for Caliber Corner, and somewhere during the show I'll break away and film my final thoughts, or when the show's over. So, see you in a few. Alright, I stepped away from the show, and I've had a few cups of this. The nutty taste that I had in the beginning, my taste buds have gotten used to it. It is a little bit smoky, but my taste buds have gotten used to it. Overall, it's a pretty good coffee. I did just have some that was lukewarm, and ooh, there's a ground floating in there. All right. I had some that was lukewarm, and it wasn't really bitter. I mean, it doesn't taste as good as when it's hot, but I didn't get that nasty bitterness from it. Overall, it's pretty good coffee. If you just want coffee that tastes more like coffee flavored coffee, right? It's not really, it doesn't have too much this, too much of that. It's pretty good for just a regular cup of coffee. Common Joe. I think they named it well. So if you were going to buy a 10-ounce specialty roast, or you were going to get maybe something that they were just having that month in a smaller bag, or a couple of these, right? Or maybe some swag from them or something like that. But you also wanted to get coffee that was a good value. $15.50 for a pound of this, whole bean or ground, is not bad, especially compared to some of the other coffees I get. To buy one bag by itself with the shipping, maybe not. So I would recommend at least getting 2 bags of this, or a bag of this and a bag of something else, or something like that, just to make the shipping worth it. But this is, I mean, it's aptly named, it's aptly packaged. Common Joe coffee. It's just a medium roast with a little bit of a nutty taste, a little bit of a smoky taste. Overall, it's pretty good. I'll say it again. I would recommend adding this to any order that you placed with Whiskey Morning Coffee. Now I'm going to finish up my coffee and go back to the show. I'll include a link in the description section below that nobody ever reads on where you can get Common Joe coffee. And tomorrow we'll shoot this coffee review, even though you've already seen it. Thanks for watching.